Hi, it's the Great Vanzini. After a lot of effort, this video is about like an hour long or something, with full of lots of nonsense, and so I whacked it all down, and I had a whole shtick in there. I went to comedy, but after watching it, I didn't laugh much, so I cut the heck out of it. So in this video, I'm talking about a chord progression, and I realized after I cut everything out that it didn't explain it very well. It's called, in jazz, it's called a, I'm going to get up close and personal here. It's called a 2-5-1, and that's the notes that are taken from that, whatever scale you're in, whatever the main key of the song. So we're in C, and it is just a C scale, half a C scale, and we're just, since it's a 2-5-1, it's 1, 2, that's a D chord, and the associated chord in the C scale for D is a minor. So it's D minor, in this case D minor 7th. If we take the C scale and turn it all into chords, we have, well, put very simply, it's C and D minor and E minor and F and G and A minor and B minor and C. B minor didn't sound right, so we have to change that. We'll talk about that in another video. And so, but to really do it right, we've got to turn it into kind of sevenths and minor sevenths. Now I'm down too low. So a C major 7th and a D minor 7th and an E minor 7th and an E major 7th and a G 7th and an where am I at? A G 7th and an A minor 7th, and then I use a B minor flat 5. I'm back up to C major 7th. If that didn't make sense to you, don't worry about it, but understand that each note in the scale has an associated chord that goes with it. And so if we do that scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, do, re, mi, we see that the 2 chord is a minor 7th, and the 5 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's got to be G, that's a G 7th, and the 1 is the 1, it's C, it's a C major 7th, and then the 6th chord is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's an A, so that's going to be an A minor. I play it like that. So in this video, I'm doing it in 3 different styles. I'm doing it in a folk style, and I explain this at the end of the video as well, but using open folky chords. And I do little fingering things around the G chord and the C chord. To make it fancy. And then in the sort of the punk version, I just use those power chords, which is the root and the 5th, and I kind of slide into it. I'm kind of... So using power chords, there are no minors, there are no 7ths, there are no, it's just the root and the 5th, and that's pretty much all we worry about in that. So anyway, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's all. I'm going to kind of stick this at the beginning of the video. Otherwise, you just see me playing and it makes no sense at all. So that's what's coming up here in just a moment. Thanks. Appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Feel free to give me a thumbs up. Feel free to give me a thumbs down. Make a comment. Tell me what you think about chord structures in a scale or whatever you want to talk about. I'm willing to have a conversation down below. And I always enjoy that when people respond. So thank you very much, and we'll talk to you at the end of the video from a whole different day. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, here we go. So what we just did was a chord progression. It's a 2-5-1. I'm not going to show you with that amp. It's a 2-5-1, which is jazz. Why do we have that gain all the way up? Oh, no, no, no. There we go. Well, it's not great, but it's pretty good. Anyway, it's a 2-5-1 chord progression. In this case, we're doing it in C, so it's a D minor, 7th, a G 7th, a C major 7th, and an A minor 7th, a D minor 7th, and a G, and a G 7th, and a C major 7th. And somewhere in there, when there's a little room, you can do little runs and stuff like that. For the folk stuff, we just did finger picking with cowboy chords, open chords. It's kind of hard on an electric. And instead of using 7ths, we used a straight D minor. Kind of opened up on that high E string and then closed it back off. And then in the punk metal version, we just did power chords: D, G, C, and A. Anyway, that's it. And I'll do a show and tell on the guitars. So, until we meet again, thank you very much for watching. I hope this didn't bore you too much, my shtick. But it was fun, and I just, again, think, when you look at chords, think about what you can do with them and how you can make them sound, and what different shapes and tonalities you can get out of various chords. And there's probably some really cool old jazz piece that you could turn into a heavy metal piece or something like that. Or maybe a heavy metal piece that would be done, slowed down, add jazz chords and make it some sort of heavy metal thing or something, or make it a jazz piece but from a heavy metal song. And I know there's a bunch of folk songs out there that are just waiting to be converted, you know. So anyway, think about chords. Think about chords. That's the trick, I think. Know your chords. Hey, there's a motto. Know your guitars, know your amps, know your chords, know your gear. No, that's a good one. I should use it. Nobody else is using it, but I suspect somebody else is using it.